Hey guys, it's Wingy here and welcome back to a brand new video on my channel, and today I'm going to be talking DC. So the other day I did a video that was Marvel villains that need to join the MCU, whereas today I'm going to be looking at some heroes that I think deserve their own spin-off show in the CW Arrow universe. The reason why I'm talking about this is because in the last week or so there's been rumours that the CW is looking into making a Shazam TV show. Now I don't know how true that is, given the fact that there is an upcoming movie with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson starring as Black Adam. I don't know how true it is, if it's going to come to fruition at all, if it's just a load of bullshit, I have no idea. But it gave me an idea for a video and I was struggling this week, so fuck it. So let's dive straight in then and look at some of the heroes that I think deserve a spin-off show in the Arrow universe. And let's start with Shazam. He definitely is a really great character and he has a really cool idea behind him. The fact that, you know, he's a kid and he just yells Shazam, then he becomes this big beefcake of a man. Black Adam is actually a very good villain as well. And I think given the amount of stories that Shazam has been a part of, I think there's some great, really good things actually that they could do with him in a TV show. Plus, it would also add a lot of press towards this movie. Although if you've got The Rock in it, I don't think you need much press towards it anyway. Main issue that I have though is because Shazam, well, Billy Batson is actually a kid. I'm just worried that they cast a really bad kid actor and he would be Shazam for the most part. It just, I don't know. They need to be careful with casting with that one. I still think it'd be interesting though. I don't know if they're going to do what they did initially with Supergirl and what they're going to do with Black Lightning and just have him on a different Earth. And if they did go ahead with it, I think Shazam is a big enough name character to attract people, but also one of those characters that people don't really know that well in terms of the general comic book audiences, I think. I think if you expose him a bit more, yeah, people would be excited for the movie. I know I would be. So the next one that I want to get out of the way fairly quickly is Superman. So obviously Superman does already exist in the Arrowverse, technically. Well, he's on Supergirl's Earth and we saw him this season. Or this season just gone, season 2, depending on when you're watching this, I don't know. And I did have trepidation going into it with this Superman. I wasn't really sure what he was going to be like. The actor, I can't pronounce his name, Tyler Hoechlin or something. That dude anyway. I did have reservations about him, but then when I actually saw him in Supergirl, I thought this guy's great. He just nails the character of Superman. Although somehow Supergirl beats him in the finale and yeah, I don't know either. But I think given the response and how popular Superman has been in Supergirl, I think giving him his own TV show or even like a short mini-series would actually be the right direction to go. It's not like the first time DC have done a Superman TV show on the CW, you know? But that was obviously Superman in his early days, and similar to what Gotham's doing, they're just wrecking the superhero's timeline. But in Supergirl, he's already Superman, so you don't really need to bother with the origin story or worry about bringing in villains way too soon. You just have him there. And besides, seeing as they are getting ever so close to doing the Justice League on the CW, I think you just can't have the Justice League without Superman. You just can't. You could argue that he would take away a lot of the attention from Supergirl, but at the same time, it's Superman. We just have to see where these DC movies go first. Henry Cavill is great, but I don't see why we can't have two versions of Superman. We have two versions of The Flash, so why not? The only other thing is obviously they're not going to have Batman if they do the Justice League, and I imagine they probably wouldn't have a Wonder Woman either. Although they were looking at a Wonder Woman series. I don't know, but either way, I definitely want to see Superman interact with Green Arrow and Flash and all these other different characters. In his own TV show, I don't know, it's kind of iffy, but I definitely want to see more of him. Kind of the main reason I'm including him in this video, but a series would be cool. It'd be fun at least. This next one is a bit weird because it's technically two different shows, but first I'm going to mention Nightwing. Now, there have actually been some references to Nightwing in Arrow, I think, before, or The Flash, or both, I don't know. And like I just mentioned with Superman, they are getting ever so close to creating their own Justice League on the CW. But they're never going to have Batman, so why don't you have his sidekick there instead? Now, I'm not saying that Nightwing is like a poor man's Batman, because, well, he kind of is, but I don't mean that in a bad way. Nightwing was taught by Batman, and in some versions of the comic book, Dick Grayson does go on to actually become Batman. So to include him, I think would actually make logical sense. And besides, everyone knows Batman, but why don't we have more focus on Nightwing? People know him as Robin, typically. A lot of people will know him as Nightwing as well, but I think if you give him his own solo series, you can explore that character in a much deeper way as opposed to him just being Batman's former Robin. Let's see him as a superhero in his own right. And that brings me on to my second point. You could have it as a Nightwing show or a Teen Titans show. Now, you could argue that Nightwing should be Robin in a Teen Titans show, but I think Nightwing would work just just as well. I mean, he is the same character essentially, so. The only problem with that is Deathstroke. Deathstroke is the main villain for the Teen Titans, and where he is at the minute on Arrow, I can't really see him being a bad guy. I don't know, is that just me? I see him more of an anti-hero now. But you could also bring back some older characters and some current characters and bring them all together into a Young Justice or Teen Titans style show. I mean, you already have Kid Flash, you have Roy Harper or Thea Queen that you could bring back in as Speedy or Arsenal. You could potentially have Miss Martian there as well, I guess. But you could bring in other characters as well, like introduce maybe Beast Boy or Starfire, and just have a team show about younger heroes. I think that'd be cool. They've already proven with Legends of Tomorrow that an ensemble cast superhero show can work, so why not do it again? Either way, I just want to see some version of Nightwing, just anywhere, like in the movies, on the CW, I don't care. Can we just have a Nightwing? Although he'll probably be on Gotham in the next season, let's be honest. They just can't get the timelines right in that at all. It shouldn't irritate me as much as it does, but it really fucking does. And as I just mentioned him a minute ago, Deathstroke. Now this is another rumoured one, along with Shazam. Manu Bennett has actually been petitioning for it recently, and I don't know, I'm a bit 50-50. I would like to explore more of Slade Wilson and Deathstroke. Given how he seems very remorseful for what he did to Oliver Queen, I think that'd be right there the perfect direction for his own solo show. A redemption story, turn him into an anti-hero. Everybody loves Manu Bennett as Deathstroke, so let's see more of him. Obviously we don't know what the showrunners have in store for Slade Wilson on Arrow season 6. I think it's safe to say he is going to be one of the people that survived though, if not, well, they probably all did, let's be honest, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna live. But he's one of those characters where you have a good idea for a spin-off show right there, the actor himself wants to do it, the fans want it, it just makes logical sense. Plus they did kind of set up that arc with Slade Wilson and his son in the finale of Arrow season 5, so there's another direction you can take the show into. You're definitely going to get viewers. People love Deathstroke, like they love Deathstroke, so let's see more Deathstroke. I've said Deathstroke too many times. Deathstroke could be a good TV show though. Deathstroke. I'm gonna stop. And finally, a hero that I have gone on about for a number, well, on this channel only once or twice, but Green Lantern. Now, I've said this in another video before, but basically Green Lantern is such an iconic DC character that they have fucked up in another movie to at least the general going audience, so they think, oh god, we'll just leave him for a bit then. So they're not including him in the movies until a certain point. I have no idea when. I think it's like Justice League 2 at the earliest. They've had countless references to him in Arrow and The Flash and maybe in other shows as well. And there's multiple different versions of the Green Lantern that you can choose from, like Hal Jordan or Alan Scott, John Stewart, Kyle Rayner, any of those guys. Just pick one. Doesn't necessarily have to be the same one you're going to use in a movie eventually, but just pick any of them and run with it. We already have quite a grounded show with Arrow. We have quite a comic booky multiverse timeline fucking show in The Flash. We have time travel with the Legends of Tomorrow. So let's explore space with Green Lantern, especially when DC don't really seem to know what they want to do with Green Lantern. Give him his own show. Why the fuck not? Instead of just teasing us constantly, CW and DC and whoever, just give him to us. We want to see him. We want to see him. Never mind the Ryan Reynolds movie. We're over that. That was how many years ago now? What? 7? 8? Something like that? It's fine. We want Green Lantern. We forgive you, just don't fuck him up again. Even though I actually quite like that Green Lantern movie. Actually, never mind Hal Jordan or John Stewart, I want to see Chip. Now that is a TV show I would watch. A squirrel superhero. That's fucking awesome. I actually do want a show about Chip. I'm going to write to Jeff Johns or whoever's in charge over at DC because I want that show now. Now that I've said it out loud, I want a Chip spin-off show. Let me know. Do you agree with me? Do you want a Chip Green Lantern show? But they're just a few suggestions that I have for characters to join the DC, CW, Arrow universe, whatever you want to call it. Do you agree with my choices? Do you not? Which other superheroes do you want to see? Do you think there's too many superheroes in the CW DC pool of characters? Whatever your thoughts, tell me in the comments below. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like on it. That would be very, very, very much appreciated. And if you enjoyed it and you want to see more content on my channel, then subscribe. And if you do, I would love you forever. I would love you more than the idea of a Chip Green Lantern spin-off show. That'd just be great. But until next time, guys, take care of yourselves. Goodbye. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you agree with my choice?